Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Eileen. I'm so happy you're here. So on today's video, I have about 1 hour to reset my house and myself and do everything I need to do to prep for when I go back to work next week. So I'm doing an express end of month reset. This means like budgeting, meal planning, to-do list, back to school prep, house organization, and just like a look at what I need to do and what I actually covered in July. If you're a busy mom or a teacher like me, I hope this motivates you to hit your own reset button, even if you have an hour. The reason I also just have about like an hour and a half is because it's the window where my son is sleeping while my other son is at daycare. So again, we're trying to get through it. So let's get into it. So I wanted to get started with the bedding. The first thing I do is spray this OxiClean spray for any stains that I see, and it removes them. That's mainly the way that I've been able to keep my light colored sheets light colored and not worn out. But I just remove all the sheets, I remove everything, and little by little put everything in the wash. I do wash the sheets and pillowcases separate from the comforter.
Talk to me and tell me all that you've seen, all the colors, summer love. Memories washed in every shade of green and all the colors. Summer love. Remember the lazy river day canoe.
Okay, so now I'm gonna work on the August meal plan. And I really do try to keep this very simple. I plan maybe 5 go-to dinners. You guys, if you're not new here, you already know my food rotation for the week. Usually we do pastas on Mondays, some sort of Mexican dish on Tuesday. Whatever protein we didn't have, we'll have it Wednesday with 2 sides. And then we'll probably have meat or chicken on Thursday. Friday, we do tend to do pizza. We just try like different pizza places or sometimes make it at home. So again, it's a pretty easy rotation, but I use my handy dandy binder with all my HelloFresh recipes, along with some of like the staples that I like cooking from scratch. So right now, I'm gonna do my very quick planning. The first thing I do in my notebook, on the top, I'm gonna write August. And then I'm gonna open up a calendar just so I can see the days of the week. So obviously August starts on Friday, then it's Saturday and Sunday. So I'm actually gonna start on the 4th, which is next week. So I just write it alongside here. Could be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So August on the top and then all the days like this. So then I can just like very easily go and write what meals I want. So see if I can angle this down a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. I'm gonna open up my binder, and here I even have like the tabs: pasta, Mexican, fish, chicken, etc. And I'm gonna pick what pasta I want next Monday. So I think I'm gonna do this one, and I'm just gonna add some shrimp to it. So I already like separate, I take it out. So silky Sicilian penne. So I'll write that. I like to write what protein we're gonna eat because I like to eat certain proteins once a week. Then I go to Mexican, and let's see. We had beef tacos this week. We've had a bunch of enchiladas. No, we haven't done quesadillas in a while. Okay, we're gonna do quesadilla. So we haven't done quesadillas in a while. So we're gonna do 1 pan Baja chicken quesadillas. Or the chicken, so it's perfect. So 1 pan Baja chicken quesadillas. Write that down. And this also just makes it a lot easier to create a grocery list. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this salmon recipe. I'm gonna do this salmon in creamy Dijon and chive sauce, and it has just like zucchini and potato on the side. Okay, so we have Wednesday, and then let's move on to Thursday, where we're gonna have a meat dish. Yeah, sweet chili beef and green bean bowl. Friday we have pizza, so I'm just gonna write pizza there. I like to also include like if we're gonna be going on an outing or a party, it just like makes it easier to know like if I have to like think about dinner that day. So Friday we'll do pizza, and then Saturday we're going on a date, so I'm just gonna write date because we're gonna eat out. And then Sunday we'll probably just do takeout. I'm done. This is what it looks like. So I make sure that I have different recipes. We like variety. I have different recipes. I know more or less what we have planned. I left some days open for the possibilities of things, but the month is planned. That means I can just look at my weeks and just make sure that I buy the ingredients that these meals have. You were probably thinking, what am I gonna do for like lunches and for breakfast? I have like a rotation of things that I like to eat that are not super complicated. And then for breakfast, I like to rotate between boiled egg, yogurt with fruit and granola, or oatmeal. And that's gonna be like the same rotation that I'm going to have. Alrighty, so that's done. I'm gonna flip the page because now it's time to talk about budget. So for my budget, I'm not at a 50, 30, 20 breakdown style yet. I want to get there, but I do have some big things coming in August that I have to plan for, so that I don't go above my budget or have to like use credit cards. The first thing I do like to do is I like to look at my spending for July. And for July, I definitely overspent. I put a good amount of things on my credit card just because I ran out of cash, and that's not okay, but it is what it is. I will roll it over and make up for it in August. But a couple of things I want to consider, things that will be needing me to spend some money. I like to write this down. Okay. And now I'm gonna list all the things that I'm gonna need to spend money on. Back to school supplies for the kids and back to school supplies for myself. This year, I'm not really going to have to spend too much because my classroom is pretty set up, but I do need to replenish the usuals, the highlighters, the pencils, the pens, the paper, all of those things. And again, if you're new here, I'm a teacher, so yes, I do have school supplies I need to buy for myself. I'm also going to need to buy uniforms, birthday gift for my youngest, birthday celebration, and we still haven't decided what we want to do. It feels like a waste not to celebrate, especially that this year it falls on a Saturday, but I'm still not sure what to do. A wax appointment and a laser appointment. I don't have these every month, so when I do have to include it to know that that's money going out. And I have to go do my nails. I did get a gift certificate thing for a salon, so I might do a little something different, but we'll see. I think that's it. I also have to start thinking about, we want to go to Legoland in September. Usually we like to do a little trip on a weekend in September because it's the month between both my son's birthdays, so we like to go somewhere. So I have to include September trip planning. Yeah, so these are the things I'm gonna have to spend money on. Now I go to my actual budget. So I'm obviously not gonna show you guys my numbers because that's private information. I have this spreadsheet that I made where I have different categories. So these are my credit card, these are my loans, my monthly bills, and the bottom I have monthly expenses and subscriptions, and then a total. So I just plug in the numbers, I update them, and then I see how much I have left over for the other things. So I'm gonna do that really quick. I do also like to do a quick check-in on all my accounts just to make sure that nothing runs by, and I like to edit some things, and I just do that in the same budget spending plans. Oh, I have to cancel Spotify, and I have to cancel Audible. Oh, and I have to cancel Kindle Unlimited. I might not cancel that one because I use that a lot. So the reason I'm canceling Spotify and Audible is because both of them, I got them in May because they had a special, a 3-month special where the prices were gonna be like $5.99, $7.99 for each. So I used it. Now I have to cancel it before I get charged like over $30. Honestly, I just like to check my accounts on my phone. I feel like it's easier. I have all the apps. And I like writing it down on paper first. Like I have all of my apps on my phone. So I could just go one by one and I check what I have. Okay, so I got my budget down. It's gonna be a little bit tight, but it's good. All my balances seem to be in good standing. Most of my things are on zero, so thankfully, but there is 2 cards that I had to use this month that I do have to pay back when I get paid tomorrow, plus rent and all of that. Okay. So back to school shopping. A lot of people already did the shopping, but I do like to wait, especially since I'm a teacher, so I'm off for the summer and I can go get things early in the morning before the crowds start. So I'm planning to actually do it this weekend. So my big tip for back to school shopping is, I don't know if every state has this, but at least in Florida, we have a weekend where it's tax-free in preparation for back to school. And again, because I'm a teacher, I get an extra 20%. Sometimes it falls on the same week. This year it happened to. So on Friday, I'm gonna go and purchase all the back to school supplies that I need so that I get a better deal for it. And stores like Target have 20% off. Stores like Michael's gives you like a one-time 40% off. Hobby Lobby gives you like 30-40% off as well for teachers. So all of these things are very helpful when you're trying to shop and save money, especially when you have more than one kid to shop for. So the next thing I'm going to do is set up my back to school buying list, because that is important for me to get in order so that on Friday I have a very strict idea of what I'm going to need. The first thing I'm going to do is grab the supply list for both my kids. Then I'm also going to add important things that I'm going to need for my own classroom. The best thing that I do is, okay, so I go to my notes app and I start a new note. I title it Boys School Supplies, and then I make a checklist. So the school supply list of things are set. So I need to create a schedule for when I go back to work. I didn't have one this year and it kind of threw me off. I mean, we have routines, but sometimes the routines were a little too late for my liking, so I want to create a new one. And for that, I'm going to use my BFF ChatGPT to help me. ChatGPT is very useful. It's not just for like how the kids use it to cheat. Like, it's very useful for to like create schedules, to create budgets, and to create all of that. So I strongly recommend to everyone that they actually use it because it's super helpful. I saw this prompt: act as a full stack operator, strategist, copywriter, designer, and growth hacker. Every output must include your reasoning. And now I'm going to tell it what I want it to do. I want you to create a schedule for me to follow on weekdays. So lastly, I want to go over all the books that I read in July, and I want to talk about some of the books that I'm going to read in August. These are the physical books that I read this July. I'm also going to go over some books that I read on my Kindle through Libby and through Kindle Unlimited, because I use that platform as well. Let's get started. So here you have it. These are all the books that I read in July. There's a mixture of summer reads, because that's really what I've been in the mood for, as well as a couple of dark romances and darker stories. And there's a little bit of dystopian there too, if you take notice. I thoroughly enjoyed all of these, but if you want more details on what I thought about each of these books, stick around for an upcoming video where I'm going to go more into detail for each of them. Now for the books that I definitely plan on reading in August. The first book that I want to read is a new release this month for a series that I've been reading, The Apprentice to the Villain, and this is Accomplice to the Villain. It's just a quirky fantasy book. Then we have another book in a series. This is The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk, and it is the second book in the Songbird duet. I have 3 summer read books to get through that I purchased, the first of which is Beach Read, about 2 authors that fall in love. The next one is People You Meet on Vacation. That's about 2 complete opposites that become friends and eventually fall in love. Then I go back to my girl Abby Jimenez, and this book is about how timing can really throw off the perfect relationship. And my last projected read is from the Shatter Me series. This book just became available on my Libby, so I want to get through it, and this is the 4th installment in the series. And that about sums it for my Express end of month reset. It's been a quick one. I had to kind of pick and choose what I want to do, but it is what it is. It's not perfect, but I got done what I wanted to get done. So if you are resetting for the month of August, let me know what's on your to-do list in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.